how often you had to hear that it's all just in your head or that anxiety is just an illusion. Today I want to talk about the fact that anxiety isn't just in your head. Let's go. But first off, how should it even be possible to imagine anxiety? Anxiety is a bodily sensation, a feeling. How could you imagine a feeling? That's not possible. Most people don't take into account that there's a big difference between anxiety, the feeling of anxiety, and anxious thoughts. And that's where most people get confused. I'll do a separate video on this topic soon, so feel free to subscribe so you don't miss it. It's important to understand that anxiety, the feeling of anxiety, is based on stress hormones. Without stress hormones, there can't be the feeling of anxiety. And stress hormones can't be imagined. They are real, they are no illusion. On the other hand, what's possible is that you are creating a threat in your head that's causing a stress reaction and anxiety. When I'm imagining a worst case scenario and I truly believe that it will happen, that belief will trigger a stress reaction and anxiety. But this has nothing to do with imagining anxiety, because our brain can't differentiate between a made-up threat that we made up ourselves in our heads, or a real threat like a predator. The brain just reacts to what we are serving it. So most people are thinking that anxiety can just be triggered in our head by a real threat or by an imagined threat. But that's not true. There are certain factors that can trigger anxiety that is not based on a mental process. And to be honest, there are a lot of them. I want to give you two examples. First, caffeine. When we drink coffee or other caffeinated drinks, our adrenals get the signal from our brain to pump out cortisol. And cortisol is stress hormone. And as you know by now, the feeling of anxiety is based on stress hormones. The tense and jitterish feeling many people get after drinking coffee. And the reason why coffee helps you feeling less tired is plain and simple anxiety. Even when we don't call it that. But that's a biological fact. So caffeine is causing anxiety on a biological level without you imagining anything. Your mind has nothing to do with it. Another example is a so-called cortisol awakening response. The stress hormone cortisol is also responsible for waking up in the morning. So our cortisol levels lowers through the day and rises through the night till it peaks in the morning and causes us to wake up. By the way, that's the reason why you can't get asleep if you are anxious. Why would your body go to sleep if it gets the signal that it's time to wake up? And it's also the reason why many people are more anxious in the morning than in the evening. And again, you get the feeling of anxiety without any mind involvement. And a few other factors that can cause anxiety are deficiency in vital nutrients and minerals, gut dysbiosis, heavy metal poisoning, thyroid over or underfunction, some type of gut yeast like Candida albicans. The body is a complex system that needs certain, let's call it building blocks to function without error. And when there's an error, often the body signals this error by the feeling of anxiety, through the feeling of anxiety. When we are talking about threats, we are primarily talking about external threats. But is a deficiency in vital nutrients no threat to our life? Of course it is. And when there's a threat, there's anxiety. A healthy body normally can manage stress very well. Problems like chronic anxiety arise when the body can't manage stress anymore due to illness or missing building blocks. And all of us have full control over our health through our lifestyle. through our lifestyle, we decide how good or bad our body can handle stress and anxiety. And the more unnatural we are living, the more stress and anxiety there is. And the more natural we are living, the less anxiety and stress there is. What do I mean by unnatural? Bad eating habits, bad sleeping habits, lack of exercise, lack of sunlight, dehydration, not enough time in nature. Believe it or not, but all these factors will cause stress and anxiety in the long run. And all the other points I gave you, like gut dysbiosis or nutrient deficiency, are mainly caused by these unnatural factors. And all this lifestyle-created stress and anxiety has absolutely nothing to do with our mentality or our mindset. So how can anybody say that it's all in your head? Clearly it's not all in your head. And a poor lifestyle can not only cause stress and anxiety, it can also prevent your body from managing stress and getting rid of stress hormones. That's why a poor lifestyle is one of the first and the most important factors to get rid of. And that's the reason why anxiety management should be holistic. Anxiety is rarely only based on your mentality and mindset, and it's rarely only a bodily problem. You have to look at both factors, mind and matter. If you want to hear more about holistic anxiety management, feel free to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon, and if you found this video helpful, feel free to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone that would benefit from it. That's it for now, and I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.